So this is my little backyard trail, the Oswego County Rec Trail. I'm going to apologize right now if this footage makes anybody nauseous, because my business partner's so happy that it's warm enough to go out for a walk. She's pulling me pretty good. So, yeah, it's pretty nifty having a multi-use trail literally go through our backyard. Like, there's the trees. You've seen me standing to film in many times in the backyard when I'm taking the dog out. What do you sniff? Huh? What did you sniffs? So, this is a multi-use trail from, I think, April 1st to September 30th. It's for ATVs. It's for snowmobiles when there's enough snow on the trail for it. I don't know much about snowmobiling, but I'd say there isn't really right now. Although if somebody tried that, or those are ATV treads. And it's hiking and biking year round. If, you're the type of person that wants to go hiking and biking in the snow. I actually saw some bikers the other day. There was like 15 of them. They had these really big ass tread tires. I'm assuming they're snow tires for bikes. I didn't even know they made such a thing. That was pretty nifty. And a lot of wildlife use this trail. So Titania is always in her glory when we're hiking along here, because there's so many sniffs to sniff. Cat tracks, dog tracks, which are probably a combination of coyote and just people let their dogs out. Porcupine tracks, deer tracks, rabbit tracks, you name it. We've seen it back here. And not just the tracks, the animals will actually use the trail itself. And they don't seem to care if there are people on it at the time. Punches and I were walking once, and we turned the bend up there, way up there if you can see it. And there was a deer just hanging, strolling along, not in any big hurry. We were pretty far behind it. It stopped and looked at us once or twice. I think it was just me and Punches. I don't think we had Titania that day. And happy as could be. Walk along the trail. Turned off into somebody's backyard when an opening came. And another time, it was Titania and pretty husband and I going for a walk. And there's the biggest mother flipping porcupine, come on, pups, that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this thing was like the size of Titania. And Titania was pulling. She wanted to go say hi. She doesn't understand that the pokey doggos don't want to be her friend. And when we got, because they're slow on the ground. I don't know if you've ever seen a porcupine in action, but on the ground they're slow. So just having a leisurely pace, we were gaining on it and, trying to walk slow so we didn't startle it, but still gaining on it despite our best efforts, because if we stopped, it stopped. And when we got maybe 3 yards away, you see the spines go up. So Titania started going nuts. That's when she started barking at it. So we stopped. The porcupine booked it in, the best way that porcupines can, and plodded off into the trees and then scurried up a tree. Because if you've ever seen a porcupine in real life, what they lack in speed on the ground, they make up for in speed in trees. Come on, pups.
So, voiceover Amanda here with a little bit of clarification. The April 1st to September 30th dates, I've been told by neighbors on the Facebook group for the North Shore area, but I can't find that actually listed anywhere in any official capacity. What I can find per Oswego County Today in a 2012 article is that hiking, biking, snowmobiling, cross-country skiing, and horseback riding are all allowed along the trail. Motor vehicles are typically not authorized, but ATVs are allowed in the section from Toad Harbor Road to the Oswego-Oneida County line, which comprises the section that I'm walking in this video. But I don't see a time limit on that, so I guess it's sort of officially a use your own judgment if your ATV is not going to get stuck in the mud type of situation. I can tell you, however, though, that I can see some crazy trail erosion just in the last year along this little section, because behind my house, the section that I do my daily walking with my business partner, is a very, very heavy use ATV section because we're close to the VFW, we're near the grocery store, and then on the other side of us is the pizzeria, and a little bit further down there's a bar too that a lot of people ATV to. So a little Oswego County Rec Trail history. This is actually referred to locally as the Old Railroad. It was part of the New York, Ontario, and Western Railway, more commonly called the NYONW. You see that a lot on maps of the trail. It was, I don't know when this section went in, but the entire railroad was started in about 1868, and they started bankruptcy proceedings in 1937 and ultimately liquidated in 1957. So I'm not entirely certain when they tore up the railroad and it became a trail, but it's been a rec trail since the early 60s. One really cool thing about it is Punches and I find old railroad pieces all the time. She's got a little collection going of rusty old railroad spikes and bolts and everything. So it's got a little bit of amateur, more recent history archaeology appeal. If you're more interested in the history of Old and Weary, which is apparently what people started to call the railroad in the 40s when it became more antiquated, then that is totally a thing I'm down for, because I have become very oddly passionate about documenting this trail and its history.
So one thing I gotta say that I love about this trail in the winter is how much the snowmobiles pack down the actual trail. So like, we don't have a ton of snow on the ground right now, but if I like step off trail, I'm post holing like a good 6-8 inches. But on the trail, it's all nice and compact. No post holing necessary. It's freaking gorgeous today. It's February 24th, so a couple weeks since the last time I talked to you. We got more snow, obviously, as you can see. And here we are with yet another mini warming, because it's been like 50 for the last couple of days. It's only, what time is that? You gonna show me what time it is while I'm recording? You're not. God damn it. I hit pause to check the time. It's 10:27 and it's already like 45 out in February. That's kind of amazing for central New York. And I've decided today I am not going to feel guilty about climate change, because I am one person and I certainly didn't cause this clusterfuck. So I'm going to kind of enjoy it. Besides, as long as it goes back to being cold later in the week and we don't lose so much of the snow, nature's not even gonna know. It's just gonna think it was a fluke. I hope. The lies we tell ourselves. Oh, look, mud. That's fun. All the mud. Man, this must tear up somebody's snowmobile. Something awful. So yeah, nice a quick little mile and a half in, mile and a half back with my business partner today. I really do want to document Scriba Park, and I do want to document it in all seasons, but I don't know, I have a lot to do today. Let's see if we go that far down. It would be irresponsible too. I just recorded a voiceover and I have to edit that today. And I have commission I haven't started working on yet. And I have emails to send out. I just had a really terrible week last week and like nothing was going right. I fucked up my etch on a couple of stones and it really pissed me off and discouraged me. And then I had some other personal shit going on, so last week was kind of a wash. I didn't really accomplish very much. So all the things that I was supposed to be doing last week while I was busy apparently not knowing how to fucking etch a litho stone, I have to do this week. But it's so nice. I just want to go hiking today. Also, my children kind of need the whip cracked on them for school, so I probably shouldn't be gone too long because I should be supervising those two damn fools. But I really want to go hiking today. It's so beautiful. Look at that sky. Like, that's not a thing we in central New York see very often. Nary a cloud to be seen. That beautiful blue that just instantly raises all your serotonin levels. So, and I will see. Guess it also depends on my SD card space too, because I didn't clear my voiceover tracks before I left the house. And I do not know if they will upload to Google over my data. So, we'll see if I have, when I get to the bridge, I'll decide if I have space for some Scriba Park videoing. Can't remember what the ice situation over Hatchery Creek was last time I came by, or if I've even taken you this far before, but look at those ice sheets. Somebody was walking on them the other day. That's, if you see the footprints, there's like a rock next to them. That is pretty much where the edge of the bank goes from past experience, at least on that side when I've climbed down. You don't have that much bank, so that was a crazy person walking on ice. It's so gorgeous. I love this creek. And quick spin around for the other side. Don't think you can quite see the hatchery through the trees, but it's a very gorgeous creek. Took our school pictures down there under the bridge this year. So this should look familiar to anybody who is familiar with my most recent body of work. This is the swamp my bog babes live in. I don't know why I can't get enough of these random dead freaking trees in this random ass swamp that's along the trail, but like I take about 5 million pictures just of these trees and swamp every time I walk by, and yeah, all of my bog babes live in this swamp. So I had mentioned last time, I think a couple weeks ago, that I was having back issues, but my back's been feeling great lately, and you know, fuck it, I will just have to double down and work into the night this week, I guess, because I can't do it, can't hold back. Kat to come down to the park, like it's a real park. It's just too nice out today, and it'll probably be freezing again by the end of the week, and it'll definitely be raining tomorrow, so probably no birthday hiking for me. So this is a Scriba Park. I'm falling in the snow, sorry. It's a little less patted down by the snowmobiles down here. So probably switch to a voiceover mode for part of this. But here's the park sign as it is right now. It's really hard to see, but it says Scriba Park, Frederick Creek, Nature History Trail, no motorized vehicles. Sure. And actually, I don't think I've ever stepped this close to it before. You can kind of see, almost, there used to be points marked on here. And then this is the old railroad. So, I have pictures of this sign when it was new that I will pop up so you can see, but from what I've been told, this sign in this situation, I mean, the land is obviously not only about 30 years old, but the sign is only about 30 years old, apparently. So I'm just gonna take some nice wintry footage and probably go into voiceover mode with the actual what I've learned from some of the online groups. Oh, I love these trees too. These are also, I don't know if I've used them yet, but if not, I will be very shortly. That's just gorgeous. The way they meet. Look at how tall they are. I mean, everything's tall compared to me, but that line, it's just something so elegant about a crooked tree. You can't tell, but that's actually a pretty decent sized hole in the middle of all the trees, and it looks like in the past it looks like people use it for a fire pit, so I'm not going to walk in there right now. You'll just have to wait for the spring footage. Come on, Pop. Can we jump it, Doggo? Yeah. I can jump 10 inches. I'm so proud of me. And it just occurred to me that with the snow on the ground, I'm not sure where the actual trail is. This is clearly where someone has biked up, but I don't remember this being an actual trail. I think it's that side. So I'm gonna go up this side and probably down the other and probably not go too much further so that I don't disturb too much. I guess we really will just have to wait for the spring footage. Or at least a little bit less snow footage, because there's also a lot of pits and holes down that way too. But that's, if you can see that over there, that the trail goes down and around. It's a lovely little wading hole when it's nice and hot out. Something so elegant about naturally fallen trees, too. Ooh, Titania, don't pull me down. Did you find something worth sniffing? Is it mud? Do you smell spring? Another reason I don't feel quite so horrible and guilty today is that because it is the end of February. Spring is, you know, proverbially right around the corner. I'm falling in the snow again. Sorry if I make anybody throw up from my excessive shaky cam, because I am slipping and sliding like nobody's business today in the snow. But yeah, it's look at that. What kind of inconsiderate, shitty-ass hiker leaves plastic on the trail? That's me. That's a poop bag from my business partner that fell out of my pocket. It's really your fault. If you could use a toilet, we wouldn't have these problems.
Because something cool?
I just said, give me a second. So this is Frederick Creek, and this is what, if you don't want to be in the video, you need to move. Okay. This is what Punches has deemed the fireplace. It's the fire pit, but she misspoke, and she thinks I'm making fun of her, but I actually like the name the fireplace better. So this is right at the entrance of the park, right when you come in. This was all snow covered the last time I was here, but now you can see, well, you can see people dump their crap in it. I don't know if you can see that they light their crap on fire after they dump it in, but.
You can also see that doggos is having a good time in it.
That stone building, if you can see it, is, I believe that's the current hatchery. Titania, stop. But somebody said that the hatchery used to be back here, and I don't know. I'm waiting on the town historian to get back to me. So I've been told that this used to be the hatchery. I've been told that this used to be a glass factory. I've been told that this was somebody's property, and then they left it to the town on the condition that it stay forever wild. I think I mentioned that when I was back here when it was snowing before.
Come on.
What?
There was some sort of building related to the hatchery over there.
Oh, maybe that building, maybe the building down there is the hatchery. I don't think we can see it from here, but
No.
yeah, I was told that this used to be the hatchery, or this used to be where the hatchery was. Do you guys want to come with me a little bit before you go rock hopping? So, it says no motorized vehicles back here. You see how well people listen to that. So, it's not exactly marked back here either. Oh, that was the other thing. Somebody online told me they used to call this the Devil's Pit.
The what?
The Devil's Pit.
The devil's what?
The Devil's Pit. This whole area they used to call the Devil's Pit. I just almost fell on a stick.
Devil's Pit?
Yeah. I like these trees too. I'm gonna take a picture of these trees. I like taking panoramas for reference pictures, especially of interesting little landscape things. But yeah, the trail's not super well marked back here. It looks like a figure 8 on the map, and I never know exactly when I'm back here how that figure 8 goes. So.
Can we head down, Mommy?
Sure. You guys know what that is, right? That's the part of the creek you splashed around in when the public school went back on the first day. That was where you guys had your not back to school day. Oh, I don't have my phone on me. I left it with my pack back near the entrance, so All Trails isn't going to be mapping any of this for me. Which means I'm just going to have to come back here and get lost and figure it out again. But, yeah. For somebody's land, it's a little woodsy. I haven't found, apparently, oh, that's a cool tree too. Apparently there's a foundation somewhere back here. And I've never found, I guess I haven't gone far enough to find that foundation. Oh, I like that tree too. That could almost be considered a trail marker, but I'm not sure. And at this point, you can see, I don't know if you can see on camera, there are like some other houses and stuff in the distance. So right now, we're about as far back here as I've been. And it seems to be, unless it's the tread lines are buried under the leaves, not many ATVs come this far back. But like, I don't know, because we're already at other people's land over there, other people's houses over there. So, yeah, I don't know exactly. I can still see the old railroad. I do not know exactly where the boundaries of this park are or where the old foundation is. Or where the trail through here is, because there's a trail marked on the map at the entrance to the park, and it's not marked in here. But yeah, there's, I don't know if you can see, houses off that way too. So, and really no discernible trail through here between them. So, oh, but there's another one of those blue marks way up there. I don't think this is a trail that I'm on. But I see a blue tree with a blue mark. A blue blaze. I wish it was a real blue blaze. I would rather be on the AT right now. I like those fallen trees though. There's the blue marks, but I don't think they're blazes. And I'm definitely, like, I feel like I'm almost in somebody's backyard right now. So, I don't want to wander too much. Well, this could almost be a trail. Oh, and that one is a blue arrow. So, and here's more over here and down that way. So, yeah, I don't know. I think the sign says 2004 for the Boy Scout troop that put up the sign there. And I'm just wondering if maybe at one point in 2004, when they put up the sign, they had the trail marked. And if it just hasn't been maintained since then. That's pure speculation. Like I said, I'm waiting for the town historian to get back to me. But, so there's another blue blaze, blue mark on a tree down there. There's my full children yelling in the distance. So, but like I said, I'm so close to like people's houses that I kind of hesitate to go any further until I get a better lay of the land. And it was stupid of me not to bring my phone because all trails would have marked where I was walking for me. But here, let's follow this thing that almost looks like it could be a trail. And the way that the blue blazes seem to be going in. And see where this little trail takes us. See if we can follow blazes back to where we were. And I still haven't seen a foundation. So there's a lot of mossy trees back here that are in like lateral shapes. I don't know if people are mistaking. See, like this looks like this could be a trail split to me, and there's no blaze, but this is the way it came. But yeah, I don't know if some of these like laterally fallen trees that are all mossed over could be mistaken for foundations, maybe you don't look too close. People out here seem to be a little bit more trail and wood savvy than that though, so I'm inclined to believe that there really is a foundation back here, and I just haven't gone back far enough to find it yet. And I'm also hoping that when the town historian gets back to me, she said she wanted to talk to, I think she said the codes enforcement guy knows a lot about this area, like this park in particular. So, yeah, those are ruts. Definitely the ATVs come back here. But she said it would be a week ago when I emailed her, it would be a couple weeks until she and the codes enforcement officer were both at the town hall at the same time. And she promised she wouldn't forget about me. And she'd ask him about the history of this little park for me. So it's just interesting that like the Boy Scouts dedicated it 16 years ago. And it's a little weird to me that nobody has any other reliable information about it. Just a lot of like things they were told as kids and guesses. There's Frederick Creek or Hatchery Creek. Frederick Creek? I think it's Frederick Creek. This is gorgeous in the summertime and like the perfect temperature for wading in. Kids are being fools down there. They're wading in already. They're not waiting for summertime. What I was saying earlier is when the public school started this September, it was a gorgeous freaking day. Oh my God, it was still so hot. So we school year round. So our new school year started in July. And oh my God, I love those roots. I have like tree ADD. But we started in July. So when the public schools went back, we had a not back to school day. And we came out here and we played. That tree is gorgeous too. I gotta take some pictures of trees. Okay, I got my tree pictures. I can't help it. It's just so, oh man, look at the creek from here. It's just so freaking gorgeous. I mean, you can say what you want about New York State from the political side, and people sure say a lot. And I'm as socialist as they come, and I sure say a lot. But when it comes to temperate forests, when it comes to landscapes like this, there is no prettier spots, no prettier place than upstate New York. I sincerely believe the Adirondacks got Constantia beat, but not by a whole heck of a lot. And when it comes to desert, for the record, there's no more beautiful landscape than the Sonoran Desert. But we're not talking about desert right now. We're talking about beautiful, balmy, 60 degree day of March, temperate climate. And even though nothing is back alive yet, how can you say this is not some of the prettiest places you've ever seen?
Stream on a log.
You crossed the stream on a log?
Cross the log on a stream.
You didn't cross it that well.
Can we go swimming in it for a little bit? Like,
No, the water's still like 30 degrees, my
no,
friends.
not like our full body, just like our legs.
I have a phase rifle. You don't have a phase rifle. No, let's not go. It's too cold. I don't want you to be catching a chill. So thanks for joining me on this little adventure that actually took place over the past few weeks / most of my life these days. Like I said, I'm really become very passionate about wanting to document this trail. I've been doing it off video for quite a while now. So there will definitely be more to come when I hear back from the town historian. I'm gonna have a whole thing, whole video just dedicated to Scriba Park and its history. Like and subscribe and comment if that's what you want to do. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but it would make me happy if you did. YouTube is suggesting something else you might like. If you're into creepy art, I got plenty of that for you too. Otherwise, I will see you next week. And don't forget to go hike today. Bye.